Have you ever heard a story so beautiful, so profound, that it's called the best of stories in the Quran itself? That's the story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. It's a tale that is everything: dreams, jealousy, betrayal, temptation, patience, and ultimately, a powerful message of forgiveness and divine justice. So, let us journey back in time and dive into this incredible epic that has captivated hearts for centuries. It all begins with a dream. A young Yusuf sees a remarkable vision: 11 stars, the sun, and the moon, all bowing down to him. When he tells his father, Prophet Yaqub, also known as Jacob, his father understands its significance. He sees a great future for his son and cautions him not to share this dream with his brothers, fearing their jealousy. You see, Yusuf and his younger brother, Benjamin, were their father's favorites, and this love, though natural, had already stirred envy in the hearts of the 10 older brothers. They felt overlooked and unloved, and this feeling began to fester. The brothers' jealousy grew like a poisonous weed. They couldn't stand seeing their father's affection for Yusuf. So, they hatched a terrible plan. They thought, if we get rid of Yusuf, maybe our father will finally turn his love to us. One day, they convinced their father to let Yusuf go out with them to play. They promised to protect him, but their hearts held a dark secret. Once they were far from home, they acted on their plan. They seized their little brother, ignored his pleas, and threw him into the darkness of a deep, abandoned well. To cover their crime, they stained Yusuf's shirt with the blood of a lamb and returned to their father, weeping and pretending that a wolf had attacked him. Prophet Yaqub was heartbroken, but he sensed something was wrong. He turned to God, holding onto his faith with incredible patience, even in the face of such devastating news. But this was not the end for Yusuf. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. Down in the well, he was alone and afraid, but his faith in Allah never wavered. Soon, a caravan traveling to Egypt stopped at the well for water. When they lowered their bucket, they were astonished to find a beautiful young boy inside. Instead of helping him return home, they saw an opportunity for profit. They took Yusuf with them to Egypt, a bustling, powerful land, and sold him as a slave in the marketplace. He was purchased by a high-ranking official of Egypt, the Aziz, whose wife was named Zuleika. Yusuf grew up in this influential household, and Allah blessed him with wisdom, good looks, and an impeccable character. As Yusuf blossomed into a handsome young man, a new trial awaited him. Zuleika, the wife of the Aziz, became infatuated with him. Her desire grew until one day, she tried to seduce him. She locked the doors and called him to her. But Yusuf, firm in his faith and loyalty, refused. He sought refuge in God, saying, "My Lord has been good to me." He turned and ran for the door. As he did, Zuleika grabbed his shirt from behind, tearing it. Just then, her husband, the Aziz, walked in. To save herself, Zuleika immediately accused Yusuf of trying to harm her. It was a classic case of his word against hers. But there was a witness. A wise person in the household suggested they check Yusuf's shirt. If it was torn from the front, he was guilty. If it was torn from the back, she was lying. And so, the torn shirt proved his innocence. The Aziz, though knowing Yusuf was innocent, wanted to protect his family's reputation. The scandal had already spread among the noble women of the city. To silence the gossip, the story of Yusuf's innocence couldn't remain a secret. The women of the city were talking, and to prove her point about his irresistible beauty, Zuleika invited them to a banquet. She gave each woman a knife to cut fruit. Then, she called for Yusuf to appear. When the women saw him, they were so stunned by his angelic appearance that they cut their own hands with the knives, completely mesmerized. Even after this, the pressure to silence the scandal was immense. To protect the honor of the Aziz, an innocent Yusuf was sent to prison. He chose imprisonment over sin, praying to God that jail was better than what they were asking of him. In prison, his noble character continued to shine. He became known for his wisdom and his God-given ability to interpret dreams. 2 fellow prisoners, a royal cupbearer and a baker, had strange dreams. Yusuf correctly interpreted them, telling one he would be freed and serve the king again, and the other that he would be executed. He asked the one to be freed to mention his case to the king, but in the business of life, the cupbearer forgot. And so, Yusuf remained unjustly in prison for several more years, patiently waiting for God's plan to unfold. Then came the moment that would change everything. The king of Egypt himself had a disturbing dream. He saw 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean cows, and 7 green ears of corn being devoured by 7 dry ones. He was deeply troubled and summoned all his magicians and wise men, but no one could interpret it. That's when the royal cupbearer, freed from prison years ago, suddenly remembered Yusuf. He rushed to the king and told him about the man in prison who could interpret dreams. Yusuf was brought from his cell. He didn't just interpret the dream, he provided a complete economic plan. He explained that the dream foretold 7 years of great harvest followed by 7 years of severe famine. He advised the king to save and store the grain from the good years to survive the bad ones. The king was so impressed by Yusuf's wisdom, integrity, and foresight that he not only freed him but also cleared his name completely. He appointed Yusuf as the treasurer of Egypt, placing him in charge of the nation's storehouses and giving him a position of immense power and responsibility. The famine arrived just as Yusuf had predicted. It was widespread, affecting not only Egypt but all the surrounding lands, including the land of Canaan where his family lived. Hearing that Egypt was distributing grain, Prophet Yaqub sent his 10 older sons to get food. They traveled to Egypt and stood before the powerful minister in charge of the grain, not realizing it was their long-lost brother, Yusuf. Yusuf recognized them immediately, but they did not recognize him. He treated them well, gave them their provisions, but also devised a clever plan to bring his youngest brother, Benjamin, to Egypt. He told them they wouldn't receive any more grain unless they brought their youngest brother with them next time. Back home, they had to persuade their grieving father, who was reluctant to let another son go. Eventually, he agreed, and the brothers returned to Egypt with Benjamin. Through another carefully laid plan, Yusuf managed to keep Benjamin with him. This led to a tense confrontation where the brothers' true character was tested. Finally, when they were desperate and humbled, Yusuf revealed his identity. "I am Yusuf," he said, "and this is my brother." The brothers were stunned, ashamed, and terrified. But Yusuf showed no anger or desire for revenge. Instead, he forgave them completely. He sent his shirt back with them as a sign for their father. When Prophet Yaqub touched the shirt to his face, his eyesight, which he had lost from years of weeping, was miraculously restored. The entire family then journeyed to Egypt for a joyous and emotional reunion. As they arrived, Yusuf's parents and brothers bowed before him, not in worship, but in respect, fulfilling the dream he had so many years ago as a boy. The story of Yusuf is a timeless lesson in patience, faith, and the power of forgiveness. It teaches us that no matter how dark our situation seems, no matter how much we suffer from betrayal or injustice, Allah's plan is always at work. Yusuf faced jealousy from his own family, was thrown into a well, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and unjustly imprisoned. Yet, through it all, he never lost his faith. His patience was rewarded with a rise from the depths of a prison to a position of great power. And most beautifully, when he finally had the power to take revenge, he chose forgiveness. He embraced the brothers who had wronged him, teaching us that true strength lies not in retribution, but in mercy. His story is a beacon of hope, reminding us to trust in God's wisdom, to remain patient in times of trial, and to always keep our hearts open to forgiveness. It truly is the best of stories. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this story inspired you as much as it inspires me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.